it is a simple message for women, power up. And in a new book by a local author, Doyle, she writes about what it takes to be a woman in leadership positions and why we should strive to get there. And joins us now in studio this morning. Thank you so much for joining us.
Good morning,
And just to tell people a little bit about Ann, you are a former journalist. You worked in the auto industry as an executive, and now you're a city councilwoman in Auburn Hills.
Yes, I am. That's right.
But for the last 3 years, you've been working on a project, this book, Powering Up, How America's Women Achievers Become Leaders. And you say women achievers, and I know in your book you talk about women have achieved, we already have.
Right.
We are highly educated. In fact, we have more degrees and higher degrees than men do on a percentage-wise, but yet we're still not holding those top leadership positions.
Right, and that's the whole message of this book, is that incredibly in the last 4 decades or so, we have become this nation of women achievers. There's 3 generations of high-achieving women. But when you look, Rhonda, at the leadership positions, American women hold only about an average of 18% of the leadership positions in every single sector. And people are shocked at that because there's this perception that women are already leading. And the fact is we're not. And we should be, and we're ready to lead. And that's why I say we are leadership underachievers, and it's time to power up. And this book is about how to do it, including 7 practices that I say women who are high achieving now need to master in order to lead, because it's a whole different thing.
And you talked about a huge population of educated women in the professional sector are kind of stuck in the middle. They're not taking that next step to try and get those CEO and executive boardroom type positions. Why is that, and then how do we do it?
Right. The fact is that if you think about it, women are really new at this. We're on a very steep learning curve. I mean, men have been bred for leadership for centuries, thousands of years, and we were completely blocked from it.
We were bred to be moms.
You bet. And it's only been in the last 50 years, you know, that really women have poured into the professions and developed all that. So we're moving really fast. But women now, you know, have to kind of buckle up, woman up, and, you know, go for it themselves. You know, there's this idea that women, I think, are kind of like wallflowers or sitting around waiting to be invited to the leadership dance. Nobody's going to invite you. You have to go after it yourself.
And you talked to 125 professional, high-level women, including Sandy Pierce, the CEO over at Charter One, and also Florine Mark with Weight Watchers. How do women do it? You say that you kind of have to have these platonic relationships with men to help to get ourselves into positions to take on those leadership roles. What do you mean by that?
Well, what I mean is, number one, I interviewed 125 women from all over the world. I mean, formidable women. I began with women right here that I knew, but also global women. And basically, themes come out. And eventually, what I narrowed it down to was 7 practices that I'm saying, okay, here's the graduate work. Once you've mastered the fundamentals of being an achiever, here's what it takes next. And there's 7 of them. There's a chapter in each one. And I'll give you just a quick, Rhonda.
Okay.
First is discover your purpose. That's that whole passion that moves you from it's all about me to it's about we. Next is raise your voice. Not just find your voice, it's time to raise your voice. Third, claim power. Break the rules. Drink at dangerous waters. Get back in the saddle. Those are things it takes.
Well, if you like what you hear, you can hear more from Ann Doyle. She's actually the keynote speaker today at Inforum. It's a luncheon at the Dearborn Hyatt. Inforum is a women's organization that does these types of events all the time. If you want to go to the luncheon at the Dearborn Hyatt, you can purchase tickets at the door. It begins at 11:30. Thank you so much for coming in, and I'm hoping you'll let me keep this book. Congratulations to you on 3 years of hard work.
Thank you.
I appreciate you coming in.